Kia ora, I'm Elvie and welcome to the channel. Today I am reviewing the Schmincke limited edition super granulating urban set of watercolours. This is the 5 ml tube set. And yeah, so this will be my first time using it. I love the different colours of them. So if we just have a look, the colours, oh, they're on the lid. So they've got Urban Gelled? Oh, that's not English. Duh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we've got Urban Yellow, Urban Red, Urban Green, Urban Brown, Urban Grey. That makes much more sense. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that's the lid. It's got the fancy little packaging. Just here the tubes are. Oh, yeah, see, easy way to get it out. So this is what it looks like. Just a standard tube. It's got the super granulating down the bottom, the name, the transparentness and all that stuff on the side here, and then the pigments here. So this is a 4-pigment color, which is quite a few pigments in one color. How many is in this one? This one's got 2. This is 3 again, and 4 in that one. Did I count right? Yeah, I did. Okay, so we've got a little plastic palette here we'll be using. So that is the Urban Yellow. I'll just get a little bit out just to use for this painting, and the swatches. So yeah, beautiful. Got the green. I'm putting them a bit close together, but that's okay. It's all okay. Got the brown. This is an interesting colour selection. When trying to pick a photo to base my drawing off, it was a little interesting. It was a little difficult because I needed there's lots of blues in the photos I've taken, and it's a different type of red, and the yellow's an interesting type of yellow, so that's really interesting, just trying to find that. And for this I'll be using my Rembrandt's brush and my Winsor & Newton book. So this is the painting down the bottom, but we'll just be doing swatches first. And yeah, so we'll just start with the yellow. We'll be going in this order. So we'll start with the yellow. It's a little separated. And I would like to say these are straight out of the tube. So it might be different dried down. And I'm not sure how well they'll re-wet or anything. But this is just straight from the tube. So lots of water down. Try and increase, get as much granulation as I can. I can already see the separation of the colours. It's quite like a bright and bold yellow coming through. Then we've got the red. It's more of a brown at this point, but it might separate into more of a red. But it's very pigmented. Straight from the tube. As I said, as I will stress. There we go. In the green. Oh, interesting. It's quite like a bluey green, which is what I like to see. There we go. Then in the brown. Oh, okay. I like this. This is nice. Oh, I do like this. Oh, it's got a bit of yellow in it, separating out. I probably should have looked at the pigment list a bit closer, then I wouldn't be so surprised. And then we've got the grey. Oh, that needs to sit down a bit. So to make sure like it granulates as much as possible, I'm using quite a lot of water, especially down in this end. And when it dries, well, even as it's drying, you can kind of see colours separating out already, which is going to be amazing. It's actually quite a nice colour selection. I'll show you all when I've done the painting as well, just because I've got the camera on like a very sketchy situation, so I don't want to move it too much. Honestly, we might as well just get on with the painting. I just gotta refill this little candle holder. So yeah, we'll just get onto painting. So this is a cute little traffic cone scene. Maybe if I... Oh, this is gonna be weird for me to paint, and it's a little bit of a weird angle for you guys to look at, but it's like straight onto you. Now, the red is a little bit of a different red than I thought it would be, but we're just going to use it straight from the palette first, and then we can mix colours into it. Just to kind of show it off. This traffic cone's just going to be a bit of a different kind of coloured traffic cone. What would happen if I mix a bit of the yellow with it? Okay, well, we'll just use that. They're quite like brown looking yellows and red. Sorry about all the noise. Got some loud neighbours. And there we go. Shadow, I might just add a bit of green. Like a very small amount of green. Okay. And then I might use a bit of the grey. Gonna shade the cone a bit more. With limited colour palettes, you kind of got to make do with what you got. So the colours might be a little off in some areas, but it just adds to it. Adds to the challenge, adds to the fun. And this yellow is really good at this. That's exactly what I wanted from the yellow. Now we're going to kind of get like a darker colour, so I might mix the grey with a bit of the brown. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, let me just look at that. So pretty. And then I might go for the grey rocks in the background. Look, this is quite a rocky painting. And rocks have a lot of texture, so the granulation is actually perfect for it. Yeah, so I hope this kind of little format, I've changed it up a little bit, so I'm not holding the camera, but I can't move it at all, otherwise it'll fall down completely, and it'll take like half an hour to try and get it back together. But yeah, it just means it's not as shaky, as like the last video, which I noticed a lot looking back on it. And yeah, I hope I'm not boring you too much, but it's quite fun to paint this and like try new colours, because I haven't done this in a very long, like used some, you know, granulating paints in a while, just because I'm limited with my options where I've moved to, because most of my paints are still at my parents' in the storage unit, which is really sad. Well, storage unit, I mean a drawer, a random set of drawers somewhere in the household. Kind of getting the shadows going up into the tree. In this kind of area, it's got that little dark brown. I kind of don't mind it if the colours kind of bleed into each other. Kind of just adds to it in its own little way. But these are quite nice to use. I'm not sure how well they'll re-wet. I guess that's just for time to tell. But yeah, no, straight from the tube, they're amazing. Like, very strongly pigmented. The only reason the yellow's a little weak is because it was separated. And when that happens, you should really just mix it back with a bit more pigment, and then it should be good as new. But I didn't really mix it as well as I should have. I just couldn't be bothered. Which is another way you can go about it, just not worry about it. But still, the colours are very strong, very beautiful, and the granulating really makes this path quite interesting. I'm just mixing most of the colours together to create this pathway, just to see how they kind of interact with each other, what kind of mixes, what kind of is prominent, and yeah. It looks really nice. Especially since in the actual photo, the path colour does change quite a lot. So it kind of captures that. Now it's quite like one samey, but I'll get there with the green. The green will really just make it go pow. And a bit more yellow, of course. Stunning. Now, kind of for the background, which is going to be a lot of the green, like a lot of the green. And yeah, because we've got kind of one green to kind of work with, and the yellow, of course. The yellow is going to be very helpful in this little painting. This is such a nice brush. It holds the paint in the water so well, and especially for these kind of like smaller, cute little paintings, it really does really nice work. Add a bit of the grey to the green, see what happens. Oh, that's nice. It's quite dramatic, that green. The way I kind of mix my colours is use what I've got mixed up on the palette once I've done using the colour. Or, well, even if I'm not done using the colour, I kind of just mix all the colours together so it's not as like strongly loaded. Like, especially with blues, you know, it's nice to just mix it with whatever blue you've already got on the palette, you know, just adding a bit more to it than just having it straight from the pan. But honestly, everyone has their own technique with painting, and sometimes it's nice just to watch how other people do it and not follow in their footsteps whatsoever. But yeah, to each their own, and the good thing about art, especially nowadays, is there's no right way to do it. It's just all interpretation, and however you see fit of creating a piece, even if you might not even see this scene as like trying to capture it. You might want to do like an abstract version or just capture the essence of it. Like, I love that about art. It's just like anyone can do it any way they want. And yeah, that was my very deep, meaningful speech about art, I guess. But yeah. And honestly, exploring different tools and mediums, such as, especially if you haven't like tried granulating paint, it's a nice way to kind of explore and see what else there is to try kind of in the art world, especially with watercolour, because granulation just adds a lot of character, I find, to the painting. And of course you wouldn't just do a painting fully granulating like this. Like, you'd add some, nice flat colours as well to give your eye a bit of a rest, because right now it's quite chaotic. But yeah, it's so beautiful. I love granulation so much. And then, okay, I'm almost finished here. It's just a nice, another nice quick little doodle. I feel like quick paintings are always the nicest because you don't need to worry about it too much. You're not like trying to get it perfect. You're just kind of capturing it. Just add a bit more of this beautiful colour. And there we have it. That's my cute little painting. So I'll bring you up nice and close. So these are the swatches. Let's see if you can focus in. You can kind of see the texture. Keep in mind they're not fully dry. And then this is the painting. And also, it's not fully dry. But yeah, we've got this little figure in the back here. You can see a lot of the texture coming through. And yeah, that's the painting. So I love this this little selection of colours, especially if you are like me and you want to get all the colours, all the different granulating colours. But honestly, this is one of my favourite colour selections of the granulating set, and that's just because you get quite the variety. Like, you get a nice kind of warm yellow that granulates really nicely. The red's also really nice. It's a warm kind of rusty red. The green is a nice moody green, and then the brown's quite versatile. It's got like a lot of different colours in it. But it reminds me a bit of like a sepia or something. And then we've got a nice grey just for neutrals and stuff. The only thing that's missing is kind of like a blue, but that's what makes it fun. Like a fun little challenge. Like, what can you do without a blue? And yeah, I really love this set. Definitely got to be one of my favourites. And it's got a beautiful granulating colour selection. So I'm so excited to use it in more art. And yeah, no, if you can find it and if you can afford it and you want to, if you want to try it, or I would highly recommend it. It's so good to use, and honestly, it would be a really nice first try at granulating colours if you really want to. This set, I really love the Tundra set as well. They offer quite versatile colour selections. So yeah, that's really good. So yeah, I hope this was interesting or useful in any way. And yeah, having an amazing day. Bye.